Namaste and welcome the audience in this brand new episode of our special interview. Today we have our special guest and she is the Royal Highness. She is the Princess of Royal House of Blois. She is Maria Amor. Let me welcome her. Welcome ma'am. Welcome to Nepal. Welcome to Primetime Television.
Thank you so much. It's lovely to be back in Nepal. As you know, I come here all the time, so I'm very happy to be here.
How many times that you have been?
I can't count anymore. It's
Okay.
probably more than 10.
10 times.
10 times, yes.
It's so honor to have you here, ma'am.
Likewise. Thank you.
Tell us something about this visit of yours.
Yes, first of all, I'm here through the invitation of my very good friend, Rinpoche Purvadorji. He is the CEO of Barajkilia Productions and also the main patron of the Tirupati school.
Okay.
This is school for the underprivileged children. And he is where we were together in a conference in Thailand, and together we came and so that I could attend this event of his. So that's my purpose, to see what he's doing, also to know more. I know for a fact that my brother Rinpoche has a lot of humanitarian works in Nepal, in spite of him being an Indian, but he served most of his life here in Nepal.
Right.
Yes, and I'm a humanitarian. This is what I do.
Right.
I'm the founder of We Care for
We
Humanity.
Care for Humanity. Tell us something about We Care for Humanity.
Yes, it is a non-profit organization based in the United States, but now we are going international. We have different chapters and branches in different countries, especially developing countries.
Okay. What
So
about in Nepal?
Yes, of course. Nepal, we have a lot of projects going on in Nepal, and so we have many followers. It's in the pipeline in putting up a chapter here as well. We have people who are ready to set up the We Care for Humanity Nepal chapter.
So what kind of work that it has been doing, that We Care for Humanity, since humanity, it has become this strong punchline, a strong question in all over the world?
That's right. So our main mission is to promote universal humanitarianism, to convert every human being into becoming a humanitarian. It's not easy to encourage people to become a humanitarian. So this is what I campaign everywhere I go. I'm also known as the traveling princess, so it goes hand in hand, the organization and me being the traveling princess as my personality. And like I said, we do all kinds of humanitarian works. When you say humanitarianism, promoting universal humanitarianism, we advocate education, peace, human rights, green environment, women empowerment, and also I mentioned health. Yes, those are the things that we focus on.
Okay.
And it depends on the country that we are helping, depends on our chapter. Say for example here in Nepal, I think we will be focusing more on education,
okay.
and perhaps women empowerment. These are the focus. In other countries, we focus on peace. Like in Thailand, for example, we have already a chapter there. Everyone is into the peace mode, you know, because also there are a lot of Buddhist country. Everybody they're very strong in faith. So
what about Nepal? What about Nepal?
Nepal, for one, I know where, of course, Buddha was born.
Definitely.
So definitely spirituality is very high, faith is very strong, and peace also is our, it's a generic anyways, we promote peace everywhere, but I could see that the focus here would be education.
You are here for this peace and humanitarian conference, isn't it?
That's
Do you
correct.
want to highlight something about it?
Yes, so this is the first Peace and Humanity Conference being organized by the Barajkilia production, by Brother Rinpoche.
Right.
So the aim of that is to aside from promoting peace and humanitarianism, is to connect Nepal to the outside world when it comes to promotion of peace. And that's the vision of our brother Rinpoche, and we support it very much. And of course, that event was attended by different international delegates from Sweden, from Sri Lanka, from Japan, and myself from United States and the Philippines. So it was a very successful event, and I think that we need this kind of conferences all the time. No? And nothing really very serious about it, but we need unity. And so when you gather personalities like this with the same mindset to promote peace, I think we can really attain peace all over the world.
Your Highness, you just said that you are planning to work for this women empowerment and for education in Nepal, isn't it? Since we are in the developing phase, how do you analyze the overall development scenario of Nepal? Are we moving on the right track to attain that development?
I think so, considering that you had a huge devastation recently because of the earthquake,
right?
But the people are very positive and very resilient, you know, with all these calamities, and we receive a lot of positivity from the people, and there are many emerging organizations, groups who are really taking everything forward. So, for example, women empowerment, I have a project with in Bharatpur, the Mother Home Project.
Okay.
So I'm dedicating one of my events, the GOD Asia, Global Order of Dignitaries Philanthropies of Asia, to that particular project. All the proceeds will go there. And it will house 120 homeless mothers. And not only we will house them, but we will teach them livelihood programs, you know, how to groom themselves, how to empower themselves. So that is one. They know that they can do, everything is possible. They can do it. Regardless of financial constraint, you know, they are very positive that they can do this, and I think we should replicate this kind of project everywhere. It's giving respect and honor to the mothers, and also, you know, I believe in growing old healthy and happily, right? Aging, when you reach aging, it should not be something to be afraid of. You should be, when you are aging, you should feel happy.
Happy and proud, isn't it?
Because you're alive at that age, but you should be happy as well. And so I think we should give that to our elders, and especially to women who are working very hard.
How do you see the overall condition of women, since you said that you are launching the project, you are working in the Bharatpur area and other parts of Nepal as well, isn't it? How do you see the overall condition of Nepali women?
It's very strong, meaning they are already empowered. It's not the same like when I go to other countries where the caste and the inequality is very strong. Here, women are strong. They have the presence in politics, in education, in business, in everything. You have women in the parliament, you have women in businesses, you have women in so many things. And actually the people who are doing the projects are women that I'm working with.
But the overall condition of the women.
So, okay, so then the more that we need to bring livelihood programs and empowerment programs for these women. I mean, because these are the culture, right? That you grow up with this culture, but culture can be changed. So we can alter that and make it even better.
What about education? The importance of education.
Of course, not only in Nepal but everywhere in the world. Education is the answer to all issues, global issues, especially poverty, especially violence and war. Why? Because people are less informed. They don't know what is right, the difference between right and wrong. So if you have education, then people would know how to survive, people would know how to act good, and choose righteousness versus wrong. And then there will be order. There will be peace on earth if everyone is well educated.
While talking about this education and women empowerment, since in Nepal, if we see the data, if we collect the data, then lots of women, they are not literate. They are illiterate, isn't it? So what might be that focus line, that formula, which can definitely bring those kind of women in the main track or the mainstream of economic growth, or in the to make them self-reliant?
Well, of course, it has to come from, to make it on a national level, it has to come from your government. Right? But of course, you can only change it will take time, right? So while they're working on that, to empower women and to change the education system here and include all women, there should be a lot of groups or organizations that should focus on women, especially the ones who are, the adult women or the elder women, because some of the young ones will go through the future education and they will experience new system, but the older ones are already there. They have passed that stage of them coming back to education, right? So what do they have to do? They cannot just sit there and grow old like that. So we need to empower also the elders, the women especially.
What kind of work can we generate for them?
There are so many kinds of work, especially that is not so physically constrained for elder people. Like the sewing, that might be not for the elders, but there are also teaching. They could be the ones who should be teaching our children. Those kind of work, but definitely nothing very strenuous for them, physically strenuous. There are proper work for women like this.
Do you want to share some of these success stories?
Well, there are so many, I can't even pinpoint one, but I would tell you, I will mention, because I'm with my very good friend whom I invited also to this event, His Excellency Jeff Goonewaedena, who's the former Consul General to Los Angeles, and he's now the Director of Airport Aviation of Sri Lanka and also the head of the Tourism Board. And I work with him when it comes to humanitarian works in Sri Lanka.
Okay.
And Mr. Jeff and I have done so much work for education. Well, now we just recently finished a sustainable solution, which is building a school. He just built a school in Colombo. But previously we have given thousands and thousands of school bags, notebooks, because we believe that, you gotta sustain this, you gotta supply these materials to the kids so that they don't have that hardship of, schooling. So those things. And I think it encouraged more people, more families to send their kids to the school, because they know they have people like Mr. Jeff Goonewaedena helping them to get through to some, hardships, financial hardship.
You're an entrepreneur as well. Entrepreneurship for women empowerment.
Well, yes. Before I became a full-time philanthropist or humanitarian, I was an aerobics teacher. I had a platform of my own, a dance platform called Exotifit. Well, exotic, nothing exotic like that, but it's the cultural dances of the world. It's like Zumba, but it's more cultural, because I travel everywhere and really study the cultural dances and make it like a workout. So I even went to Reunion Island in Africa, to Benin, and I started teaching there as well, the women there. So that's for me, when I actually, that's the history. That's how We Care for Humanity started, when I saw how that platform was empowering women. I began to think that, yeah, you know, I can do this all the time. But since we expanded, the vision expanded, it's not only about women empowerment. The more I see poverty everywhere, I know that I should do more for people. So I didn't stop from women empowerment. I have also to do something about peace, education, health, eradication of poverty, all those things. So that is my main goal, is to find solution.
Thank you so much, ma'am, and best wishes for your works.
Thank you so much. Thank you for this very nice interview, and Prime TV, thank you.
Well, thank you. Thank you so much. Welcome once again, dear audience, in this special interview. Now, in this section, we have the guest, and he is the Chief Coordinator to His Excellency, the President of Sri Lanka to USA, James F. Goonewaedena, and he is the Director, Airport and Aviation, Sri Lanka. Similarly, Sri Lanka Consul General to Western States, USA, Honorable Consul General to Colombia and Venezuela. Let me welcome him. Welcome, Your Honor.
Thank you, Rohan.
Thank you so much. Tell us something about this visit of yours.
This is the first time I came to Nepal, and I'm so glad I'm here. I want to thank Lama and Princess Maria. They opened the door for me to Nepal. And a superb incident happened when I went to the embassy to get my visa.
Okay.
I arrived at the embassy. They welcomed me, and I was taken to a counter to get my visa. Then when they saw my passport, I had a diplomatic passport, they said, would you like to meet our ambassador? I said, it's truly a pleasure.
Okay.
I met the ambassador. He gave me the visa immediately, and I explained my background a little bit. And it was so beautiful. I took my wallet out to pay for the visa. He said, you are going for a peace and humanity conference. It's a complimentary visa to Nepal. We appreciate your visiting Nepal. So I want to thank the Nepalis and your government and your embassy doing this for me. I was going to pay. I told this is not an official trip to Nepal. This is a personal trip,
right.
Private. So I prefer to pay. They said no problem. It's a complimentary visa for you.
Actually, it's our honor to have you here in Nepal.
Thank you so much. Me too.
Tell us something about the relationship between Sri Lanka and Nepal, since we belong to the same region. What is your analysis on it? Since we are bound with Buddhism, we are bound with tourism, isn't it? So what's your say on it?
I am also Buddhist.
Right.
And Nepal, it's a little paradise. Everything I saw about Nepal in television. And now I see my own eyes, this little paradise. And I can't say little. It's a paradise I live in United States for 20 years. If I tell an American Nepal, I don't have to explain where it is. They know Nepal. So it's a truly paradise. And one of our friend who came to Nepal and went to Himalaya, one of our girls, and she went all the way to the top.
Okay.
And I was one of the coordinating officer for that.
That was really very interesting, isn't it? Do you want to share some experience with that?
Yes, she invited me and through our hotel to sponsor. I immediately took the time and I went all out to help her. And then she told me, Jeff, I'm leaving such and such a day. And that's all she told me. I arranged all the facility because this is important for me. At least she's going to go climb the Himalaya. That is important for me.
Right, that is.
Yeah.
You are here for the first time, isn't it? So do you have any plans to go some other places of Nepal? It might be Lumbini or Pokhara or...
Not in this trip, because it's such a short trip.
Mm-hmm.
But to give you the good news, your ambassador invited me for the business conference going to be held in Nepal end of March. And I was planning to come by myself, but now I told my good colleagues I'm going for this event. I think I might have 10 international friends will be coming for this conference.
Okay.
And they are all investors and they invest in Sri Lanka with me. They bought houses from me.
Tourism in Nepal, what's your say on it?
If you are not been to Nepal, I'll tell all my friends and colleagues, please visit Nepal. Because my message next week, I'll be sending a little note to all my friends in the world.
Since you belong to hotel business as well, isn't it? That's why I want to ask you that how can Nepal promote its tourism?
I think Princess will do a superb job promoting Nepal because she convinced me to come and I'm glad. And I think Nepal, whole world know Nepal, the beauty of Nepal and the kindness of your people. And I am so privileged to be here with you all and your people. Bless you.
You are here for some cause, Peace and Humanity Conference, the first Peace and Humanity Conference, isn't it? Do you want to highlight something on it?
I want to thank Lama doing such a fantastic job first time bringing few international friends here and some delegation from overseas. Process was beautifully handled and we had the privilege to go and visit a school. Some of the kids don't have parents and it's so beautiful to see this. And I told Princess and Lama I would like to come back and do something different.
Since you are also enrolled in social work, as I was informed, do you want to highlight something on it? How did you start or in which sector that you are working?
How I started was tsunami. I was going to build a hotel and while the construction was going, the tsunami happened. Then I was working for President Mahinda Rajapaksa.
Okay.
And he called me and he told me, Jeff, do you know what's happened in the south? I said, sir, I'm in the north, in the hillside. I really don't know, please tell me. This was like midnight. He said, the south is totally wiped out. I was so shocked. I cancelled my trip and got back to Colombo. And I had some fun for the construction of my hotel. And I took 25% of the money. And I did not go to anybody. I went to my family because I know they are the immediate people who support me because I had to do this all within 24 hours. Okay, so I went to every market it was open in Colombo, purchased certain material and run about 8 trucks. We went to the south. Average it take 3 hours, but this trip took me 11 hours to get there. And on the way, my cousin saw the cloud was so bad and it was like pinkish, the sky. He got scared and he told me, Jeff, can we stop the trucks? I said, sure. And he told me, Jeff, I like to go back. Can I come in the morning? Because he have family and he have kids.
Right.
I'm single. So I said, no, I'm going to continue. Then I asked the gentleman who's driving my car, you move to the driving passenger side, I'll take over the car. So I want everybody to be strong and to travel middle of the night. And when we got to the destination, it was like 11 hours, okay? I think I went over bodies. It was terrible. Yeah. Because certain areas we stopped and I saw bodies all over. And it was so difficult. And from after that, when Princess offered me, Jeff, I'm doing humanitarian work, not only Philippines or United States.
All over the world.
I said, I'm a man, I want to help people all over the world, not just Sri Lanka. And from that day on, I have been very active. I don't borrow any money from anybody or I don't ask any money. Anything what I have personally, I put the money and I travel by myself and meet her and we have donated more than over 200,000 people. Easy, easy. Last month I did it for 1,000 people in a village. I mean, really.
the grace of God, let's say, isn't it? Do you want to say something about the social responsibility of business house?
I think what I can say a few things about, well, obviously I live in United States. Sri Lanka, I see developing so fast, rapidly. In last 5 years, we have around about 18 five-star hotels are coming, and that's what I like to bring it to Nepal. I myself brought more than, I think I can say 3,000 investors. Out of 3,000, I sold almost 150 houses within 8 hours from all over Asia. And in April 12th, I'm bringing 5,000 people to Sri Lanka. And I like to convert some of these, my friends, to come to Nepal.
Corporate social responsibility. What's your say on it? What is the responsibility of the corporate world for the society?
The owners of companies, my message is look after your employees. Your employees are your ambassadors. And if you look after your employees, they will do the job and they will promote your business. And this is the owners of business owners, this message I'd like to share.
Well, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Your Excellency, for your time and for your valuable, wonderful opinions.
It's a pleasure meeting you. I want to thank the Prime Television giving us opportunity to sit here and talk to you.
Thank you so much.
Bless you.
Well, thanks to you as well, the audience, for your time, and keep watching. Do stay with us. Keep watching Prime Times Television. Namaste.